true, it's Trctor Mac. He's a peeking round the haystack, it's Trctor Mac. With a puff puff out the stack. It's Trctor Mac. He's a very special friend who'll do all that he can. Rain or shine, you can count on him to lend a helping hand. It's Trctor Mac. He's a peeking round the haystack, it's Trctor Mac. With a puff puff out the stack. It's Trctor Mac. It's Trctor Mac.
Welcome to the Trctor Mac Show. You probably know about Trctor Mac books. If you don't know, you should, because Trctor Mac books are lots of fun. The books are written by our old pal Billy Steers. Billy also draws and paints the pictures in the book. We caught up with Billy at the Red Power Roundup show in DuQuoin, Illinois. He was putting on a show for the kids. Let's listen in.
The fastest of the animals there, so the cheetah leaps out with a roar, a mighty roar, and it's just a blur of spots as the cheetah jumped right over the frog and the dog, and he was really
Hey
fast
Billy,
out. You might remember
why
that
don't we
shot.
make a movie out of your books? You could read your story while we show the pictures.
That's a great idea. Let's do it. We can start with my book, Trctor Mac Tune-Up. Every book starts with a cover. Trctor Mac was always a smooth-running, healthy tractor. The even sound of his engine could be heard in the fields from dawn till dusk. Chugga, chugga, chugga. He never missed a day of work at Stony Meadow Farm. One day, while pulling a heavy load, Trctor Mac felt a pain and a pang. He heard a ping and a bang. Chunk-a-clunk, chunk-a-clank, chunk-a-chunk. That doesn't sound so good, exclaimed Farmer Bill. It doesn't feel so good, thought Trctor Mac. That sounds like more than I can fix out here, said Farmer Bill, climbing down from the big red tractor. I'd better call Dr. Lou, the tractor doctor. Dr. Lou stopped by that afternoon. I've never felt like this before, Mac told his friend Sibley the workhorse. Said Dr. Lou as he listened to Trctor Mac and checked his engine. This is serious, Farmer Bill, said Dr. Lou. It could be worn bearings or a bent connecting rod. You should bring Trctor Mac to my shop tomorrow.
Let's talk about tractor parts.
Trctor Mac is made of parts. When all of his parts work correctly, Trctor Mac can work in the field all day long. If any of his parts wear out or break, Farmer Bill has to take Trctor Mac to the tractor doctor. Let's talk about the main parts of the tractor. There's the muffler, which absorbs most of the noise the engine makes. Mufflers get very hot, so keep your hands off. That's the engine. The engine makes the tractor move. We'll talk about the main parts of the engine later. That's the grill. It lets air into the engine. Behind the grill is the radiator, which is filled with water or antifreeze. The radiator helps keep the engine cool. These are Trctor Mac's headlamps. Headlamps on a tractor are just like the headlights on your family car. They let Farmer Bill see where he's driving at night. You put gas in the fuel tank. You want to make sure you have a full tank if you're going to work in the field all day. What are those round things called? Right, wheels. When the tractor moves, the wheels go around and around. This is the steering wheel. It turns the front wheels and controls the direction the tractor is going. This is the seat. Farmer Bill sits in the seat when he drives the tractor. This is the air cleaner. Inside is a filter. The filter catches any little bits of dirt that may be in the air and keeps those little bits of dirt from getting inside the engine. This is the engine speed control lever. It controls Trctor Mac's speed. Push it forward, Trctor Mac goes faster. Pull it backwards and Trctor Mac goes slower. The oil pan is under the engine. Guess what the oil pan does? Right, it holds the oil. Oil lubricates all the moving parts in the engine. Those are the main parts of a tractor. Next time you see a tractor, see how many parts you can remember.
What gives the tractor the power to go? Turns all the wheels both fast and slow. Can you tell me the name of that part? The engine, right? That's very smart. These are the parts that help the tractor run. Put them all together and they'll get the job done. Keep them all clean and working fine, and your tractor will last a very long time. What goes around and around and around and helps the tractor move across the ground? Can you tell me the name of that part? The wheels, right? That's very smart. These are the parts that help the tractor run. Put them all together and they'll get the job done. Keep them all clean and working fine, and your tractor will last a very long time. How does the tractor go from fast to slow and switch it back and forth from high to low? Can you tell me the name of that part? The gear shift, right? That's very smart. These are the parts that help the tractor run. Put them all together and they'll get the job done. Keep them all clean and working fine, and your tractor will last a very long time. Now, how does the farmer see at night? There's something on the tractor that can shed some light. Can you tell me the name of that part? The headlamps, right? That's very smart. These are the parts that help the tractor run. Put them all together and you'll get the job done. Keep them all clean and working fine, and your tractor will last a very long time. A very long time. A very long time.
Let's get back to the book.
I don't want to go to the hospital, groaned Trctor Mac to his friends that evening. What if I can't be fixed? What if they sell me for parts? Why does this have to happen to me? Don't worry, Trctor Mac. You'll be okay, mooed Margo the cow. We want to see you get better, clucked Carla the chicken. I'll give you my lucky horseshoe, said Sibley. You can have my four-leaf clover for good luck, said Sam the ram. The next day, Farmer Bill brought Trctor Mac to Dr. Lou's tractor clinic. You'll be back to work soon, said Farmer Bill. Tractors lined the yard of the clinic. There were types of tractors Mac had never seen before. "Bring him right in," Dr. Lou said to Farmer Bill. "You've got nothing to worry about," wheezed a giant tractor on steel wheels. "Gus is always right," said a little riding mower. "My name is Gasket. We've been here a long time, but you're a work tractor. You get to be fixed up first." Tractor Mac was wheeled into a clean workroom. Dr. Lou and his helper Steve checked their tools and went straight to work. Mac's oil was drained, his hood removed, the valve cover and cylinder head lifted off. Then the pistons and rings were checked and repaired. The sleeves and the connecting rods were checked, and the engine block, oil pump, and crankshaft inspected. Replace, repair, rebuild, and re-grease. Tractor Mac was then given a full tune-up with new spark plugs and wires. While Dr. Lou is working on Tractor Mac, let's talk about some of the parts of the engine that Dr. Lou will be checking out. Tractors need a healthy engine so it can work in the field all day long. This covers the valves and is called the valve cover. It's like a roof over the engine. Normally, you can't see the pistons, but we have a magic camera that lets us see inside the cylinder head. Those are the pistons going up and down. And that's the intake valve on the right and the exhaust valve on the left. The connecting rod connects the pistons to the crankshaft. The engine block is the biggest and heaviest part of the engine. All the other parts go in or on the engine block. Smaller parts of the engine include the fan belt, exhaust valve, flywheel, oil pump, oil pan, and spark plugs. Wow, there are a lot of parts on Tractor Mac's engine. To start Tractor Mac, you push in the starter. Listen to that engine purr.
And now, back to the book.
"You sound much better now," chuckled Gasket. "It's back to work for you," puffed Gus. Tractor Mac smiled. "I do feel much better, thanks." "He'll make a full recovery," beamed Dr. Lou. What a good patient he was. Farmer Bill was happy to hear Mac's smooth chugga-chugga-chugga again. Tractor Mac was soon back at work. "That's a healthy tractor," cackled Carla. "A real trooper," said Sam the ram. "I love the sound of a well-tuned tractor," mooed Margot. Late that summer, Tractor Mac saw Gus and Gasket at a farm show. "Dr. Lou fixed you," said Mac. "You're just like new." "I'm better than new," exclaimed Gasket. "I'm fit as a fiddle in my working clothes," said Gus. "Hooray for tractor fixers," cheered Tractor Mac. Before gasoline-powered tractors, farmers used giant machines powered by steam.
day. Tilling soil and cutting wood and bringing in the hay. A big machine of fire and steam, a legend of yesterday. Big steam tractor, working night and day. Tractor a-plowing through the fields. Back when giants roamed the earth, made of iron and steel. A mighty sound that shook the ground as the engine turned the wheel. Big steam tractor a-plowing through the fields. Mighty sound, smoke up pouring out the stack, and hear those pistons pound. Not long ago they carried the load, and now they are renowned. Those big steam tractors, just hear that mighty sound. Tractor, a-working night and day, tilling soil and cutting wood and bringing in the hay. A big machine of fire and steam, a legend of yesterday. That big steam tractor, a-working night and day. Big steam tractor, a-working night and day. Big steam tractor, a-working night and day.
I love watching those old steam-powered tractors. Hey Billy, how about reading Trctor Mac Harvest Time? That's one of my favorites.
Trctor Mac noticed it first. The nights were getting cooler, the corn was ready to harvest, and the huge orange pumpkin patch signs were set up across the road from Stony Meadow Farm. It was time for the neighboring farm's pumpkin picking festival. Every fall, children from all over come to ride the hay wagon which Small Fred the tractor pulls over the hill to his pumpkin patch. The people pick their pumpkins and Small Fred pulls them back to the farm stand for refreshments and games. It must be fun to watch the children try to guess the big pumpkin's weight or find their way through the hay maze, said Mac. I wish we had a pumpkin picking festival at Stony Meadow Farm. The hay rides, all the happy children, all the big pumpkins.
Now let's talk about pumpkins.
Every fall, we go to a pumpkin festival. Pumpkin festivals are lots of fun. First, you see all kinds of pumpkins in all kinds of shapes and colors. You can ride on little wagons pulled by a tractor. Hey, that tractor looks a lot like Trctor Mac. You can try to find your way out of the hay maze, but that is sometimes easier said than done. You can ride on a hay wagon pulled by horses, and of course, pick out a pumpkin. Let's talk about pumpkins. Most are orange, but pumpkins can also be yellow, dark green, white, red, or gray. Some are long and narrow, Others are round. The outside is smooth and lightly ribbed. Pumpkins are grown all over the world. The biggest growers of pumpkins are the United States, Canada, Mexico, India, and China. In the United States, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and California grow the most pumpkins. Pumpkins are fun to carve into a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween, and they're also good to eat. We always have pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, and I bet you've carved a pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween.
Now let's get back to Billy's book, Harvest Time.
You will have to bring in the apples to the cider mill, Sibley the horse reminded. It's that time of year too, you know. Mac shuddered. The apple orchard. Ugh. Mac remembered last fall in the apple orchard. His exhaust stack caught on limbs, and his big tires tangled in the branches. Apples fell off the trees when he passed and made him sticky. Yes, it's that time of year too, sighed Mac. Small Fred had seen the apple time sign go up across the road at Stony Meadow Farm. Oh no, it must also be the time of year for the pumpkin picking festival, Small Fred said to Pepper the cat. I can barely pull this hay wagon. The pumpkins are too heavy, and the children are too noisy. It's not peaceful and quiet like that beautiful apple orchard across the road, Small Fred said. Pepper meowed. It's that time of year, Fred. Tractor Mac wove through the apple trees the following day. I'm just too big for this small orchard, he groaned to Sibley. Branches poked his grill and nearly toppled his exhaust stack. Apples are a useful crop, said Sibley. You can make applesauce, apple pies, apple cider, apple vinegar. Okay, said Mac. It's just that whump. Mac's big tire hit an apple tree. Tractor Mac and Farmer Bill were showered with apples. Farmer Bill put Tractor Mac in reverse to back up. Whump! Another apple tree dumped its apples. Hold on, Mac, laughed Farmer Bill, or we'll have nothing but applesauce left. You look smashing, buzzed the bees.
Now we'll talk about the different types of tractors.
Tractors are the most important machines on any farm. They do just about everything. Tractors come in many shapes and sizes. Some tractors have two wheels in front close together. Others have their front two wheels wide apart. Some tractors have two big wheels in back, and some have four in back. Some tractors have tracks instead of wheels. On some tractors, farmers sit in the open. On others, farmers ride inside a comfy cab. If it starts to rain, I think I'd prefer to ride in the comfy cab. These tractors are designed to work in the orchard. Their fenders are smooth and rounded so they don't catch any low branches. Tractors do many different jobs too. They can plow and lift and cultivate and plant seeds. Tractors help at harvest time too. They pull a wagon along the side of a combine, and the combine shoots the grain over into the wagon.
Down on Stony Meadow, about a mile or two, lives a big red tractor who's a friend of me and you. And he'll do all that he can, and he'll lend you a hand, and he'll about when you give a shout, and that's a fact. Who's that tractor? Tractor Mac. Who's that tractor? Tractor Mac.
Back to Harvest Time, read by Billy Steers.
Back at the cider mill, Farmer Bill washed off the apple pulp from Tractor Mac while the big cider press worked away. "You're not the only one having a hard time today, Mac," said Sam the ram. "Look at small Fred over there." Mac could see customers unloading their pumpkins from Fred's wagon. Small Fred couldn't pull the heavy load back over the hill to the farm stand. Farmer Bill said. "You know, a pumpkin patch has much more room to move around in, Mac. I think there may be a better job for a big tractor like you." Mac wheeled down the hill, across the road, and over to where small Fred sat with his half-empty wagon. Soon, Mac was pulling the pumpkin wagon loaded with happy, smiling passengers up the hill to the farm stand. "Hooray!" shouted the children. Small Fred went across the road to the apple orchard at Stony Meadow Farm. "You fit perfectly under the apple trees," hummed the busy bees. Small Fred was very happy. It smelled of apples, and the orchard was peaceful and quiet. At the end of the day, everyone met at the pumpkin picking festival. Farmer Bill and Small Fred brought apple cider to share. Small Fred's owner gave Farmer Bill and Tractor Mac the biggest, grandest pumpkin from the pumpkin patch. "I'm glad we could help each other out," Small Fred said. "We got to share the work and share the fun," said Tractor Mac.
Well, time to go. Thanks, Billy, for reading your books and drawing all those nice pictures. See you at the farm show.
Down on Stony Meadow Farm, not too far from you, lives a tractor we all know, who's loyal through and through. It's Trctor Mac. He's a peeking round the haystack. It's Trctor Mac, with a puff puff out the stack. It's Trctor Mac. He's a very special friend who'll do all that he can. Rain or shine, you can count on him to lend a helping hand. It's Trctor Mac. He's a peeking round the haystack. It's Trctor Mac, with a puff puff out the stack. It's Trctor Mac. It's Trctor Mac. Child's dream, I travel along by a gentle stream, through the hills and the valleys low, to a time and place so long ago. Headed down that railway line on a steamer train from another time. I feel the wind across my face like a memory I can't erase. By the mountains and the rolling plains, it's all about trains. Come aboard, let's take a ride to cityscapes and the countryside. Travel far under starry nights and the gentle glow of the signal lights. Sing a song and tell a tale of the glory days on the mighty rail. The engine shouts and the whistle screams as we glide along on clouds of steam, by the farms and fields of golden grains. It's all about trains. It's all about trains. It's all about trains. It's all about trains.
Saddle up your horses, roundup time is near.
Don't miss All About Cowboys Part 1. 45 minutes of exciting cowboy action. See amazing trick riders, heart-pounding rodeo action, a world-class trick roper, original music by Bethany Zill, plus lots more.
My Phyllis dear, to yon blue mountain free, where blossoms smell the sweetest. Come roll along with me. It's every Sunday morning when I am by your side. Let's jump into the wagon and we'll all take a ride.
Don't miss it. See all new Western adventures and All About Cowboys Part 2. More exciting rodeo action. See a fast draw expert. Learn how to ride a horse. Go on a cattle drive, plus new songs by Bethany Zill, and a lot more.
Is fresh and the sky is wide and blue, where cattle graze on the prairie range and a cowboy sings a tune.
Don't miss it.
Billy is going to draw, then paint, a picture of a colt named Spartan, standing in front of Trctor Mac.
Hi kids, my name is Billy Steers, and I do all the Trctor Mac books. The star of my books is a big red tractor named Trctor Mac. So what I thought we'd do is we'd do a drawing of Trctor Mac, and we'll start it with the pencil sketches and take it all the way to the finished paintings, just to show you how I do the pages in my book. For example, Trctor Mac is made up of 3 basic shapes. In order to draw Trctor Mac, I need a tuna fish can, and I need a big box of brown sugar, and then I need a big can of coffee. So now I've got the shapes in here that I need. These are just very rough outlines of the shapes so that I can make my drawing of my tractor. So what I do is the fun part, I take these cans and I carve out these cans and I make some big wheels for Trctor Mac. And straight that one in there. And then I make a big donut, because Tractor Mac loves donuts. And I'm just going to get an idea of where all these shapes are going to be. I'm going to do my final drawing. Because we're going to do an overlay on this in a minute. I make a little donut because he loves little donuts, and then I can start adding some of the shapes onto Tractor Mac here to get the character. He's got his big googly eyes, he's got his big smiley mouth. Normally I would do this in pencil, but today I'm using a Sharpie so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. And he's got lots of plumbing and battery boxes and things like that up there. And he's got a steering wheel so that Farmer Bill can steer him. So this is basically Tractor Mac. He's got his grill. And he's got a bucket hitch that look like this. Now I got my Tractor Mac drawing. Now in my new book I have a new character. It's a colt named Spartan.
Billy is going to use a new sheet of paper to draw Spartan. He places the new paper over the rough drawing of Tractor Mac. The paper is thin, so Billy can see Tractor Mac through the paper.
And I'm going to add the colt on here now. And I said that the colt is made up of balloons and toilet paper tubes, and I got to get the right size right. So I'm looking at Tractor Mac underneath there. And Colt, he's got the Colt, little Spartan here. He's got 2 balloons for a head, and he's got a toilet paper tube for a neck, and he's got 1, 2, 3 balloons for a body. And Colt's have these little knock-knees popsicle sticks that come down here like this. So now I see Tractor Mac is underneath there, and he's going to be sitting right on top of him like this. So I'm going to draw a couple lines in here so that I know where to do my next drawing.
Next, Billy draws a rough pencil sketch of Spartan and Tractor Mac together. He begins by placing a new sheet of paper over Spartan and Tractor Mac.
I can see underneath, I can see the shapes that I'm using here. What I've done is I've drawn his little nose a little too big here, so I can shorten that up, and I can still play with it and bring it down to where I need these shapes to be. And since I've overlaid it on the tractor, I know that when I put these together, that they will be perfect for my little drawing of the 2 characters, the new character and Tractor Mac.
Now Billy is going to add a rough sketch of Tractor Mac parked behind Spartan.
Spartan the Colt here, and there's Tractor Mac with this big smiley face. I said normally I would be using a pencil to do this, and these are called roughs. I use a lot of photographs when I'm drawing. Sometimes there are photographs of tractors and horses and trains and whatever it is that I'm drawing to kind of get an idea of what they look like from different angles. Now we're ready for our tight pencil.
The next step is called the tight pencil sketch. Billy lays a new sheet of paper over the rough pencil sketch of Spartan and Tractor Mac.
And a tight pencil is basically going back over the same drawing again, only this time I can't make any slips with the pencil. I would be using a pencil and an eraser to make sure that everything is exactly where I want my inked lines to go. Because I've got all my perspectives worked out, I've got all the angles and the composition worked out. This is where I get to add in detail and things like that. If I were to add in other small characters, I can add them in at this level. And that's a lot of fun. Now I notice in my drawing here, I've got the front wheels a little too far forward compared to where his mouth is. So this is where I can come in and correct that. All the books have a little moral to them without being too preachy, I hope. But and I try to make it so that they kind of feel like they're learning, that they are learning without knowing that they're learning. That's why I do all the detailed parts at the end, on the end pages of a book, because it's kind of fun to learn different parts of things. I remember as a kid I was always trying to learn the parts of a steam shovel in the Mike Mulligan books, just in case I ever found myself on a steam shovel that needed to be operated. I would know where the crowd lever was and the hoist lever. And This is the completion of my tight pencil. And at this point, the drawing is all, I'm happy with it. I like where everything is. And we're ready to ink it onto watercolor paper and then paint it.
Inking is the final step before Billy starts painting. Billy uses waterproof ink, so the watercolor paint doesn't make the ink run during painting. The paper used in the inking step is much thicker than the paper used in the rough pencil and type pencil drawings. The good thing about the thicker paper is the paper won't buckle or warp when Billy applies the watercolor paint. The bad thing about the thicker paper is it is so thick you can't see through it to trace. That's why Billy uses a light table so he can trace the tight pencil sketch onto the watercolor paint paper. Since inking is the final step before painting, Billy has to be exact with each line he draws because it will be part of the final painting. The inking step is also Billy's last chance to add detail.